What a wonderful day! Okay. Elden Ring's back. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited. So they just dropped the story trailer maybe around 45 minutes ago. We're going to jump in, see what's going on, and we're going to talk about some stuff.
Peggy 16.
How long is this? 3 minutes? God damn.
Mikula the Kind spoke of the beginning. The seduction and the betrayal. An affair from which gold arose. And so too was Shadow born. What followed was a war unseen. One that could never be put to song. A purge without grace or honor. The tyranny of Mesmer's flame. And so kindly Mikula would abandon everything. His golden flesh, his blinding strength, even his fate. But we are not deterred. We choose to follow. Will you walk with us?
Okay. Just how long after the end of Elden Ring does this take place? Because
Peggy 16.
right here in the beginning, right? I'm assuming that this is Marika as she ascends the steps to basically forge the Elden Ring for the greater wills. But look at the original concept or the original form of the Erdtree. It's all corpses, which we already knew that the Erdtree was some type of weird parasite creature thing, because at its roots you have the corpses of the recently deceased, and even further at its roots you have the corpse of Godwyn that's basically infecting everything with living death. But the original Erdtree, because this is the same pathway that we enter in order to fight the Elden Beast, and that is Marika reaching up to forge the Elden Ring. The original Erdtree is formed on nothing but corpses. These are all dead people. Like look at the hands and of the dead that basically come together to forge and create the Erdtree. But I was working on the concept that we were going to somewhere else. Like we were going to a location adjacent to the lands in between. It doesn't seem as though we're going to someplace adjacent to the lands in between. It seems as though we're returning to the lands in between, but there's been significant time that has essentially passed. A significant enough time that's essentially passed because we see the Erdtree and we see Mesmer standing over what I assume is Lindell, the capital, burning what's left of it down to the ground. So we can probably assume that this follows one of the canon endings. Probably the main canon ending where you become the Elden Ring, the Elden Lord, or probably following Ronnie's ending where you go towards the moon in the sky. But that's Lindell that's essentially burning in front of Mesmer. And we see Mesmer's on his Dracula shit, impaling people. But we don't really have a good shot to see exactly who. Because you see the twisted horns coming off of the body. So one would assume that this person is an omen. So it could be Mog or Morg, their bodies basically being impaled by Mesmer and put on display in front of the Capitol. Like, there's a high possibility that this is actually them, because, like I said, you see the horns twisting off of the bodies, and then if you kind of look to the individual here on the right, he has horns curling all over his head. So there's a chance that this is Mog and Morg, the Dread Omens, that he's basically impaled in front of Lindell, the capital. Like he went and he got their corpses to put their corpses on display. And this is definitely post burning of the Erdtree, because it's a burnt, withered husk, essentially bleeding what's left of its power into Lindell, the land. Because that's going to be super crazy. And then, of course, you have Mikola, which they're saying that out of all of the gods that basically died, basically abandoned them, the one god that didn't leave, that stayed to try and fix everything, was Mikola, which is why a lot of people basically stayed behind and decided to follow him. This looks as though it could be a grace, or this is what the graces are going to essentially look like in the game going forward. And the graces, they always pointed us in a direction. They point us in the direction of becoming Elden Lord. It seems as though the graces this time around might point us in the direction of Mikola himself, as we go on a journey to essentially find him. Because this is typically where a grace would be, but the power coming out of it has a completely different symbol. And then, of course, we get a shot of Mikola himself walking away from one of the graces. And of the Tarnished coming back, touching the grace and having the grace essentially point the way, but the remaining Tarnished as well. This is going to be interesting. One of the things that I absolutely love about Elden Ring has to do with how the story is essentially told, where you can play through the entire game, not understand the story at all and beat it, or you can take your time going through the game and just revel in how deep and rich the lore for this universe actually is. I can't wait to get my hands on this game. Next month can't come quick enough. I am super fucking excited. But let me know what you guys think about the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree story trailer. Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.